friends. This is Mrs. Amundson. I am here today with another book in the Iris and Walter book series. On Monday and Tuesday, we met the characters Iris and Walter in the first book in their series. Iris and Walter are good friends, and meeting new characters in books is like getting to know a good friend. We pay attention to what they say and do, as well as what they think and feel in order to get to know them better, just like we do with our friends in our real lives. When we read books in a series like Iris and Walter, we have an opportunity to get to know the characters even more while they have a new adventure. So today, I want to start our new book. It's called Iris and Walter and the Field Trip. And so whenever I start a new book, I love to take a sneak peek, just like I know you guys love to do as well. So I'm going to study the front cover, and I notice Iris and Walter are surrounded by fish on the cover. I'm wondering if they're going fishing or if they're going somewhere special. I forgot to mention that this book is written by Alyssa Hayden Guest and illustrated by Christine Davenier. So there's an author and an illustrator in this book. So back to Iris and Walter. I see them walking around. They must be sticking together. I wonder if I could get some more clues if I checked out the blurb on the back. Sometimes books have a blurb, and there it is, right above the picture of Iris and Walter by the penguin sign. It says, Iris and Walter are so excited for their class trip to the aquarium. They get to see sharks, penguins, and even an octopus. They are having a wonderful time until someone gets lost. It's a good thing Iris is around to help. Ooh. Now, I think I have a better idea. They're going on a field trip to an aquarium. Oh, I'm pretty sure an aquarium is a place where there's lots of sea creatures and sea life that you can see and learn about. And it says someone gets lost. I wonder if it will be one of their classmates or one of them. And it sounds like Iris might help save the day. Well, let's see. Let's take a sneak peek inside. Oh, I noticed there's a school bus. We've taken that on a field trip before. And it says, Iris and Walter in the field trip. Look at them dancing in front of that octopus. So silly. Ooh, I see a table of contents. Ooh, what could I learn from the table of contents? Maybe it'll give me an idea. So chapter 1 is called The Aquarium. Chapter 2 is The Bus Ride. Chapter 3, Where's Walter? Chapter 4, The Rescue. Ooh, I'm wondering about that. Where's Walter? I wonder if Walter is the one who gets lost in this story. Sounds like there's going to be a rescue. Maybe Walter gets rescued. We'll have to read to find out. I've got a better idea of what's happening. So, I'm guessing you guys are predicting that they might be going somewhere like an aquarium on their field trip, and you might be making some guesses as to what problems might pop up as we read the story. So today I'll be reading chapters 1 and 2, and then tomorrow we'll be finishing the book by reading chapters 3 and 4. So let's get started. Chapter 1, The Aquarium. One day, Iris's teacher, Miss Cherry, had an exciting announcement. This Friday, we're going on a field trip to the aquarium. The aquarium, said Iris's best friend, Walter. Oh boy, look at Walter. I can tell by looking at the picture that he is so excited by the way he's throwing his hands up in the air and the smile on his face. Are we going to see the sharks? Asked Benny. Are we going to see the penguins? Asked Iris. Are we going to see the starfish? Asked Jenny. We are all going to see many wonderful things, said Miss Cherry. Friends, I just want to stop here for a moment, and I'm wondering, how do you think the children in Iris and Walter's class are feeling about the field trip to the aquarium? How do you know? Are you looking at the picture and studying their faces? Are you thinking about the words that they're using? I'm thinking they seem very excited. All right. So now, I noticed something. It doesn't look like they're at school anymore. It looks like they're at someone's house at a dinner table. This is important. Just important to notice when the setting changes in a book, the who or the where and the when. So I'm guessing some time has passed. It looks like they might be eating dinner together, so it might be evening time. And they're not at school anymore, so we're probably going to meet some new characters in their family. So it's important to notice when those things change. That night, Walter had supper at Iris's house. "Our class is going on a field trip, Rosie," said Iris. "Up," said baby Rose. "Where are you going?" asked Iris's father. "We're going to the aquarium," said Iris. "On the bus," said Walter. "And we're going to see the penguins," Iris told Grandpa. "I love penguins," said Grandpa. "And after that, we're going to have a picnic in the park," said Walter. "Oh my, I wish I were going on the field trip," said Iris's mother. "Hey, Walter, do you want to be bus buddies?" Iris asked. "Sure," said Walter. All right. We just finished chapter 1. I can tell that Iris and Walter are feeling excited by the way they were acting at school and by the conversations that they were having with their families around the dinner table. So we're going to go ahead and finish up chapter 2 together. Chapter 2 is called The Bus Ride. I'm going to take a guess right here, friends, and figure out that this is not a walking trip. I bet the aquarium must be far away, so they're going to get there by bus. Back to the book. On Friday morning, Miss Cherry said, "We are very lucky to have Jenny's mother come on the field trip with us today." Jenny gave her mother a big hug. "I know we are going to have a great time," said Miss Cherry. Now, let's go over the rules. Remember, pay attention, hang on to your partner, stay with the group, and if you get lost, stay where you are and I will find you. "I've never been lost, have you?" Iris asked Lulu. "No, and I sure wouldn't want to be," said Lulu. "That would be scary," said Benny. "Really scary." Friends, right now, I want to ask you on this page, what are the rules for being safe on the field trip? I just want you to think back, and if you're not sure, maybe look over here on this page to remind yourself, what are some of the rules that the kids need to remember while they're at the aquarium? You can either pause the video or you can take a moment right now to answer that out loud. So if you said things like, pay attention, hang on to your partner, stay with the group, and if you get lost, stay where you are and wait for an adult, you would be correct. I feel like this will be important later on in the story. Okay, so the kids were feeling a little bit scared about maybe getting lost after having that conversation. Let's read on. The children climbed aboard the school bus. Iris and Walter chose the very last seat. They bounced up and down. Benny told knock-knock jokes. Lulu made up silly fish songs. Everyone was happy and excited. Nobody thought any more about getting lost. Okay, friends, we have just made it to the end of chapter 2. What words did the author just use to describe how Iris and Walter and their classmates are feeling about heading to the aquarium? Take a minute to answer that. Maybe you looked in the book and you thought about the words the author actually used, like happy, excited, and maybe you were thinking back to when they were talking about the rules, and maybe earlier you may have been thinking about how earlier they were feeling a little worried about getting lost, but it sounds like their excitement kind of took over as they're getting ready for this fun field trip. So, before we close out, I want you to think about what you think might happen when they arrive at the aquarium tomorrow. So far, we've met the characters. We're getting ready to go on an adventure to the aquarium with them, but we still haven't run into a problem. And one thing we know that authors often tuck into a fiction story is a problem that needs to get solved. So take a moment right now to think in your head or tell somebody nearby what you think the problem is. And stay tuned. Tomorrow, we'll find out more and see if it gets solved. Happy reading!